We're live.
Oh, hello. A couple of minutes late. I'm so sorry, but I was having such a great conversation with one of our one-to-one clients, and I was like, it's time to go. How did that happen? Hello, beautiful people. Can you see me bathed in light like the golden angel? It's that time of year where the sun just comes right into the top of the window, so I have to like sit at a funny angle. How's everyone
complaining? We're not complaining about sun, are we?
Oh, never. I'm just trying to move the Mac because I've got a laptop now with the whole PC thing, so we're trying to move it about. How's everybody doing?
Say hello if you're here with us.
Yes, say hello. I haven't got notes, so I don't know.
I have.
I don't know what's a cracking lacking. I mean, twice in 3 days. Here we are to see you. Oh, and if you are tonight, your lowdown is a good one. So make sure you read the lowdown tonight. I would love you to hit reply and tell me what you think. That'll be coming at you at about 8 o'clock. So yes, if you don't get the lowdown, which is the weekly love letter that we send to our community, just drop me or Cheryl a DM and we'll make sure that you're receiving that in future. But yes, we want you to actually I might have the link here where everybody can, or I can't post it, where everybody can get it, because we have got something incredible coming for you next week. And I'm talking like, it's going to blow your socks off amazeballs. Haven't done it before, so you don't want to miss it. And that'll be coming at you on Monday. Yes, we're so excited. Cheryl has gagged me. But we've had an amazing day, haven't we? We have been doing a team building session with the most fabulous team at Adobe, working through their mission statement, their values, like how they want to start showing up for each other and as individuals in that team to really create a differentiated experience for anyone who works with them and to have more fun at work, which is like, who doesn't want that? So we've just had the best day, and Cheryl and I got to do it in a room together, which was so nice. We got to be together. Yay!
I'm just trying to find the link. I found it.
Yeah, we're going to put the link in. So if you go in there and just pop your details in, and it means that if you want to get our emails, hear about the funny stories, all the stuff that we send, and the affirmation, we send a beautiful affirmation to you personally every single Sunday, and that's your affirmation for the week with a little story of why it's an important one. And if you want to get that, then just click the link and you'll be able to get signed up to make sure that you're never missing any of the good stuff that we share. So what has been happening from you? Hi from Bluebell Woods. Oh, are you having a lovely time? We're well jealous. Well jealous.
Well, well, Joe. Yes. Imposter syndrome.
We've had some amazing stories coming through to us from people being really honest about the things their imposter is saying, telling them that they're shit, telling them they don't know what they're doing, telling them that they're going to fail, so don't bother even starting. When we ask you to share what your imposter syndrome is saying, we are never disappointed. And also we've been chatting to our clients about it this week as well, asking how it shows up for them. And it's just, the commonalities are incredible. And when she really tends to raise her head is when we're doing something different, when we're doing something that takes us a little bit out of our comfort zone, and she doesn't know what the game plan is. She gets loud.
Well, we were, Donna and I were writing some chapters of our book earlier on this week. And we were talking about imposter syndrome, which whenever we write the book, it always sparks like conversations, because we like to talk about things before we write it down, just about different memories we've got. And Donna always recalls one of your earliest memories was when you were 7, wasn't it? About when you had to do a test, which just shows like 7-year-old, you can remember having, you wouldn't have known it was imposter syndrome, but you can remember having imposter syndrome symptoms at that age about doing a test. And I was just saying, my memories, I'm not that conscious of memories, that many memories of childhood. However, some of my memories are made from stories where people have told me a story and then that's become a memory. And I was just saying to Donna, like, even in primary school, when I would have been 4 or 5, I came home from school one day and I'd covered myself with white chalk. So for all I might not have recognized imposter syndrome, and I can't remember the memory, there was imposter syndrome in there, because obviously my little head couldn't work out why I was a different color to everybody else. I tried to make myself look the same. So it's still a symptom, even though I would know what I was doing. I can't even remember it.
Yeah. comparing yourself. So how is yours showing up? Like, what is yours saying to you right now? Like, when do you find it more painful? The other thing that we found was really fascinating, I don't think we spoke about this the other day though, was how common it is. And we found this in, God, whose group? We were speaking in a mastermind with some amazing business women the other day. And when theirs really shows up is when it's about success. So there's this real fear of being successful because of what our families will say about us and what our friends will think. And like, are we showing off? Are we getting too big for our britches? Are we, like, who do we think we are? And people might not like us. And remember that we all have this real strong sense of wanting to belong. Like we, wanting to, I always remember Cheryl when she got married thinking like nothing would really change, but there was this real warmth and sense of like belonging, like her and Graham, and it's like, it is important to us, no matter how independent we are, that we have a sense of belonging in some areas of our life or all areas of our life. So sometimes we'll be scared of being successful because actually then we're scared that we won't belong and that we'll be rejected by the people that we really love. And this is where we really struggle to talk and celebrate. We know some incredible business women who are literally changing the game globally in the thing that they do. And their best friends wouldn't know about it. Like, they don't tell people what they do because they're kind of like not ashamed of it. They just don't want to talk about it in case they're judged. They fear being judged. They fear being shunned. They fear being told, like, well, clearly you're not the person I thought you were. So it's not that other people are keeping us small. We're keeping ourselves small because we're casting this aspersion that people aren't going to love us for who we are. Now, if people do have something to say about your success and they do have something, whether it's jealousy, whether it's highlighting their insecurities or whatever, like, that's their journey and that's okay. It's up to them. But it's like, it's about you being true to who you are and recognizing when your imposter's coming up with that fear and limiting belief, so you can see it for what it is.
Amazing. And obviously with the whole judgment piece, we know that when we perceive judgment from others, we are judging ourselves. And one of the key things of imposter syndrome is that you don't feel good enough. So when we're fearing success or telling other people about what we're doing, it's really because deep down we've got some insecurity that our imposter voice is telling us that we're not good enough for all of this stuff that we're managing to achieve. So therefore, why would you then tell other people? Because they're going to go, well, how the hell are you doing that? You're not good enough. So lovely for those of you who are tuned in to just, what are your thoughts on this? Drop us a note in the comments. Like, is this resonating? What's your earliest memories of having an imposter, a voice, an inner critic, someone telling you that you don't fit in or you're not good enough or you're not worthy? Like, when can you remember having it from?
Well, that was crazy. Cheryl, just pop Wendy's comment off for me, chick, just 2 seconds. So yeah, I remember, like Cheryl said, like being in the classroom at like that very young age, and I talk about this in a lot more detail in the book, and just being told I was going to be tested. Like, it was just the scariest feeling of, well, straight away I was just, I'm going to disappoint everyone. Like, they're going to think I'm rubbish. They're going to, they're not going to like me anymore. I won't be the teacher's pet anymore. There's like all these little things going through my mind. But as Cheryl always said, like, I had no evidence. Like, I don't recall having any evidence of why I was thinking that at the time. It was just in my little mind, there was that fear straight away that I wasn't good enough, and whatever words that came up for me. And when I remember it, like, I can remember it so vividly and so strongly. And yeah, it's like, that's sitting in you. It's sitting in your subconscious mind, waiting to be healed. And if you're not doing the inner work of really digging and pulling through these memories of when you formed an identity about yourself, or when you came up with a story about what you're capable of, and then learning how to process that and remove it and transmute it into something else, your energy stays stuck on that program, and they're not really, even as a grown-up 40 years later, working to your full potential, because there's parts of you and elements of you that thinks that that's the truth.
Like, if you think now, which I'm just thinking it through as we're talking, like that thing of coming home with covered in white chalk as a little brown girl, that played right until my late 30s, feeling different. It was a belief that I had there that played right out through my teens, my 20s, my 30s. I didn't know it was there until I did NLP. And then I got to the root of an acceptance button of accepting myself, which I hadn't even knew that I didn't accept myself, but that came right from that age, ran right through my life. So you will all have threads, weeds, whatever you want to call them, that are running through and playing out on a daily basis, which is keeping you small, stuck, getting in your own way, holding you back, fear, whatever you want to call it. So
my feeling different manifested slightly differently as well, in that because I had all this kind of internal noise going on all the time. Like, you don't say to people that you're having this internal conversation with yourself thinking that you're shit. Like, you just think that that's you and you identify it as yourself. You don't identify it as this separate part of your subconscious mind that's working with the intention of keeping you out of, getting hurt or worrying about you. So I thought, because I had all this internal turmoil constantly, there was something wrong with me, and I was different because everybody else looked really happy, and clearly there's something wrong with me. Like, I would say that, there's something wrong with you. Something wrong with you. Like, I would repeat that to myself over and over and over again. And I actually only remembered about that. It was in a client session that Cheryl and I were doing the other day when she talked about being different. And I remembered the voice, but it was my voice, and it was like, because that's what I said to myself for such like a long part of my life, probably until my early 30s, when I realized what imposter syndrome was, and that it was just a part of me, and I'm the person that's aware that voice exists.
It's mad, isn't it? Mental. So for those of you watching the hashtag replay, busy making the tea,
get involved.
Watching us tonight, get involved. Watch your early memory. How's that played out for you? As I was growing up, I didn't really tune into dialogue. It was just, I always found myself putting myself in situations to fit in, no matter the consequences, compromising my values and what I held important to fit in. That was the payoff. It was the most important thing. And I almost went the opposite way. Instead of like being a people pleaser and wanting people to like us, I kind of went the opposite way, didn't I? Where I was more like, I had this external wall of armor. Like, do not F with me. Do not mention the fact that I'm different to anyone else, otherwise I'll knock you out. So I went the other way. Instead of pleasing, I had this armor, this don't mess with me, don't mention the fact that I look different. And it did. Many people didn't, but it was just the opposite way to some of the ways that Donna experienced. So both equally is crap. Different ways.
Into the spectrum, like, that's what's funny. Like, it played out for us in different ways, but the result was kind of the same, in this like self-doubt, not really liking ourselves, knowing that we weren't really in integrity with who we were, and like not liking ourselves even then more because of that awareness that like, it's not who I am, so why am I being this person? Like, and then it's like this downward bucket, isn't it?
Then we met each other whilst we both had imposter syndrome when we were in our early 30s, around that age anyway. So we were both having feelings of low self-doubt, not feeling worthy, not feeling good enough. It was just manifesting in different ways, but we met each other at that time and have been on a journey with each other of finding self-acceptance, haven't we? We've both gone and found self-acceptance.
We created it.
Whilst being together, as soul sisters. So
that's been
amazing. So I've got no more comments for this evening.
Well, it has been delightful. It's tea time, so it's quite busy for people. Yeah. This was literally the only gap, because we've been working so hard on this thing that we're going to be telling you about next week. Our team have been absolutely amazing. So between that and the book writing, on fire. So excited. There's so much good stuff we've got coming for you guys over the next few months. For those of you who want to learn how to be the best version of yourself, we are all in to help you as we move into this next quarter. So
live again on Tuesday.
Sorry, Cheryl.
I'm just going to say, we'll remind you, because it's Bank Holiday Monday, so we'll remind you, but we're here live Tuesday. We may have some guests joining us in the next few lives.
There may be, but until then, make sure you watch the replay from the other day, like with headphones in if you've got children around, because there's big swear words involved. The lowdown will be with you at 8 o'clock tonight. Get signed up if you haven't got that already. And the affirmation this week on Sunday coming out, it will give you the tingles. Like, it's such a good one. So make sure that you save that as your screensaver on your phone. And then keep an eye out for your emails on Monday, because it's going to blow up. I'm so excited.
Amazing. Right. Have a fabulous, long, lovely bank holiday weekend. And we will see you next week. Oh, hi, Laura.
Bye, Laura.
Bye, Laura. Bye.